Well, Chisto, I think we had a witness of Game 1 for Match 3. Yung upper bracket po tayo sa TNC Pro Team versus MSK with TNC Pro Team. I gotta say, man, your thoughts first muna.
Ako, gusto ko lang makakita ng Game 3. I honestly want to see MSK bounce back for this Game 2, but all momentum is on TNC side given na sila nga yung nanalo ng first game natin. So, as far as adjustments go, we'd like to see more from MSK.
So guys, that has been one of a short recap we had from game number 1. So, we welcome you back to the Conquerors Manila National Qualifiers. Ako po si Vulcan, kasama ko si Chisto. Kami ang magiging shoutcasters nyo pagpuntaan yung game number 2 ng best of 3 series ng match 3. The last match for today of MSK versus TNC Pro Team.
Yan, syempre dahil double elimination tayo para sa National Qualifiers, whoever loses this best of 3 will be dropped down to the lower bracket, so it won't be the end of the road for them, fortunately, but whoever wins this will be on a high because these are regardless two of the best teams. If you look historically at the previous PGS split, sila nga yung 1 and 2 natin. So, arguably the two best teams in the tournament currently battling it out in the upper bracket.
So, let's see. I mean, it's still quite too early to say it's the best of 3 series. Anything can happen, but seeing the further recap the whole day so far, the trend has been a clean 2-0 for, let's say, match 1. Clean 2-0 pa rin, Chisto, sa match 2. Grabe naman talaga yung teams natin papunta ng GCM.
So, sinasabi mo ba, Vulcan, na yung match 3 natin, clean 2-0 din? Sinasabi mo ba sa akin ngayon na ito 2-0 ng TNC, itong MSK?
Well, it's not gonna be a clean 2-0. For sure.
So, maduming 2-0 siya?
It's gonna be a 2-1.
2-1?
2-1 for sure.
Pero hindi mo sabihin sino panalo.
Di ba? Pero for sure ko talaga, this is gonna go until game 3. Kasi alam
sobrang
natin,
safe, sobrang safe.
Sobrang safe. Kasi alam ko talaga doon sa MSK or TNC, both of these teams, they're one of the best teams entering, both teams are the best entering the GCM. You gotta head towards TNC's performance. But you gotta also credit MSK's way of countering, way of problem solving. When they see something, they know how to fall back. We've seen it in game 1. But I want to see more. More as game progresses here, game 2 and 3. See here, guys, match number 3. Best of 3 to. TNC starting things on a really good note.
Yeah, and yung nagsa-stand out talaga sa akin dito, Vulcan, is TNC managed to win with Demon on Morgana. Demon, we always peg him as a player that's really good on AD carries. Kaso, for this game specifically, he was playing Morgana and he actually solo killed Gary on that champion. So, interesting thing here para sa TNC.
For me, Chisto, hindi lang doon sa solo kill kay Gary. Yung sa mid-lane clash, grabe yung tether ni Demon. 3 member ng MSK, saktong sa binding din kay Kaigo. Doon sa huli, you got running towards Demon. He knows how to set the team. He knows how to set the clash with the Morgana. I won't be surprised if it's banned out.
I feel like since he's used to playing with Morganas, alam din niya kung paano gumagana yung champion. Kasi normally, siya yung sineset up ng mga kampi niya. So, for this one, siya naman yung mag-set. Siya naman mag-enable para sa TNC, and it looked very good for them. Like the assassinations from both the Nocturne and the Talon, just the damage from both those champions. And you have to talk about how TNC decided to play around the top side of the map. Remember, hindi nakapag League of Legends si Kaigo noong game 1 dahil palagi na lang siyang namamatay dun sa top lane. So,
lagi siya sa fountain. His skin his screen has been gray for a long time due to the heavy camp galing kay TNC. Really abusing the very weak early game ng Gangplank.
Yeah, for the next game, I want to see an adjustment from MSK and try and run a different strat aside from EXO and Galio. Put EXO on a different champion and try and carry from there instead of just trying to go for those early game side lane plays, because once it gets shut down, pag nawala na yung option na mag-roam yung Galio to the side lanes, nawala na nang gagawin yung MSK on the map, and they were just forced to react to whatever TNC wanted to do.
Okay guys, kalma muna. We're gonna go to game number 2, drafting phase soon enough, but seeing how MSK has been running so far, pretty outstanding game for TNC Pro Team. Gonna hand it towards them. Game 1, you could say that it was somehow at the early game, equal sila. Pero come 20 minutes into the game, come yung unang ace ng laro na yan, biglaan, it changed everything. Completely momentum fell to the side for TNC.
So, are you saying that since momentum is on the side of TNC, alam mo, Vulcan, dapat naging risky ka din sa predictions mo eh. Wag yung puro tayo safe play na okay, 2-1 pero hindi mo sabihin sino mananalo.
Well, if I'm gonna go really safe, I'm not gonna say any predictions then. That's the ultimate safe. Like, it's like you can't lose any money if you don't gamble. You can't lose a gamble if you don't gamble at all. So that's why
hindi ka ma-heartbroken pag di ka nanligaw.
Sakto. Sakto lang.
Good.
So, I guess let's move on to our drafting phase for game number 2. Yung match 3 po natin ng TNC Pro Team versus Mineski as we're still setting things up here.
Are we going to drafting?
Oh no, we're still setting things up.
I thought we were signaled that we were going to drafting. Okay, my bad. So I think for pick and ban though, Vulcan, I feel like more adjustments need to be made on the side of Mineski. I feel like their draft just wasn't able to deal with what TNC brought to the table. But speaking of draft, I think we're gonna head straight now.
So guys, tara na tapo tayo dun sa Game 2 ng Match 3 drafting phase. TNC Pro Team dun sa blue side natin ng Mineski on the red side.
At tignan natin kung ano yung maging adjustments nitong Mineski. Mukhang TNC hindi po sila nag-a-adjust dito. Talia pa rin yung unang ban, unang aalisin on the side of Mineski. So immediately, we see the change for Mineski. Change might be good, as some people will say here. Nocturne gonna be removed from the jungle. TNC still no change. Keep saying change, but Shen gonna be removed once more from PG.
We're gonna see a lot of similar bans coming in from TNC. Now they're being the blue side. They're trying to control the Talia, Shen being removed. I guess we won't be seeing the effectiveness of a Gallier Cup yet because we're gonna be seeing the removal of the Nocturne and the Shen.
Okay, so if we go from the last game, the third ban here for TNC should be the Swain. As we see it removed from Gary. Now for Mineski, I wonder which champion they decide to remove here. Morgana might be a possibility. Kung ayaw nilang harapin yung Morgana na pinik kanina ng TNC, of course, Aatrox actually will be the removal. So TNC still has the Morgana available. What do they decide to go for in this first pick?
You can also see the Fiddlesticks being hovered there, but also Desire and Rakan can also be picked that Mineski can jump immediately on. That's what we see in our last picks and bans here. So Mineski, what's going to be their first picks here? They have a lot of options here. They can also do a denial pick if they want to.
Yeah, last time they went for Zaire Khan. But speaking of the Morgana, it looks like walang maging Fiddlesticks Morgana for this game. But I feel like TNC kind of baited Mineski into picking the Morgana. Fiddlesticks is widely regarded as the general counter pick to the Morgana bot lane. So I wonder what Mineski wants to do with this strat. Seems like Jun wants to hover and actually lock in this Xin Zhao in the jungle.
Looks like Xingjiao will be going straight to the jungle, guys, and TNC Pro Team, in a way. Blue side, all the power is onto them. How are they gonna wrap things up here? Because they can still go for a Zyrakan if they choose to. But let's see, are we still gonna see an ADC in this game number 2?
Oh, actually, Lucian was banned away from Demon during the first game, and now it has been unlocked for TNC Pro Team. So the assumption right now is it will be Lucian and Fiddlesticks bot lane para sa TNC Pro Team. But the Lucian could still go other places as we've seen in the past. Trundle though might be the third pickup here for TNC Pro Team.
Look at this, TNC Pro Team going things well here, signaling everything, wrapping things up with Trundle for the last pick here. So Mineski, you gotta hand it towards them. They're still thinking, tinkering the best thing they can do here because Mundo's open, guys. So now they have means to control top lane side. They want to help Kaigo have an easy time.
Okay, now I feel like Mineski is forced to ban the Darius because Darius is the lane counter pick to the Dr. Mundo. No counter pick here for JLC. Of course, TNC still has the Trundle to shred away the tank stats of the Mundo, but the really oppressive thing is his health regen. Let's see what TNC decides to remove here. So Jax once again going to be banned away from JLC. I'm trying to think of what pick JLC can bring to the side of TNT to at least match the Mundo in lane. If he wants to go for a tank, he can go for the Ornn. Or they can just opt to put Trundle top lane and have a good time against the Mundo in the laning phase.
And I guess TNC are reading the Heimerdinger bot lane, so they're not gonna let Gary have an easy time there. Who knows? It could also be a Heimerdinger bot lane cheese that Mineski has pulled out in match 1. TNC reads that, and they won't let them have an easy time.
Oh, we get to see Kaisa and Morgana, and this is what I like, Vulcan. I want to see marksmen on both sides of the bot lane. None of that Morgana shenanigans, none of that for this game. It's gonna be Lucian against the Kaisa. The Demon against Gary in a marksman. Ito talagang inaabangan ko para dito. Now, we get to see what TNC might pick up here. Renekton. Okay, so with Renekton locked in here, ang assumption natin is it will be JLC's Renekton against Kaigu's Dr. Mundo. In lane, I feel like Renekton will have a decent time against the Mundo, but once we hit 2 to 3 items from both these champions, I just feel like Kaigo will have so much more effectiveness compared to that Renekton.
We did see a hover on the cannon, but that's going to be immediately changed by a Cassiopeia. Maybe for Mineski. Mid lane could be a Rise if they want to go for. Still, no mid laner pick for Mineski's side just yet. It's going to be a Syndra hover, one of EXO's favorite picks.
Ooh, Syndra actually going to be locked in here. And Syndra doesn't have that bad of a matchup against a Cassiopeia. Level 6 wise, EXO does have the outplay button available against that Cassiopeia. So, looks like both mid laners deciding to go for comfort instead of meta for this game. I wonder how they're gonna pan out once we actually load onto the Rift. So I like the draft so far from TNC. As for Mineski, they have a decent late game. The question is, can they get their champions online? Can Gary get to that point as the Kaisen become super powered where you just can't stop her and she kills everyone in her path? Or will TNC just once again roll over Mineski during the early game?
That's a big statement, and we'll see it as we load up to the Summoner's Rift shortly after. But for those who are just tuning in, guys, ito yung summary ng drafting picks po natin ng Game 2. Match point for TNC Pro Team here. Mineski trying to take back the series for a best of 3. If they take one part, looks like we're moving on to game number 3.
Yeah, looks like we're gonna hit the Rift, guys. What could be the deciding game for this best of 3 between TNC Pro Team on the blue side against Mineski on the red side.
This is going to be game 2, guys, of match 3 for the national qualifiers of the Globe Conquerors, Manila.
Yeah, so far, Volkan, nag-enjoy ka ba sa games ngayon?
Definitely. I mean, TNC Pro Team versus Mineski, something of what we always want to see. And I think all the fans out there of TNC and for Mineski who followed out towards the PGS runs, they are given justice this time as TNC and Mineski fighting it out in a series like a best of 3.
Yeah, it seems like natatawa si Gary for whatever reason. He is spamming laugh on the Kaisa. Alam mo, I prefer playing Kaisa with her helmet on instead of off.
Why is that?
I feel like she just looks smoother kapag ka pag nakasuot yung helmet niya instead of having her hair dangling about.
So maybe that's gonna be the game phase for Mineski here. Let's hope. Maybe for game 3 can happen if Mineski are able to take this away. But seeing how Cassiopeia and a Fiddlesticks, I think this is gonna be a pretty slow game.
Nah, I wouldn't want it to be slow, especially if you're TNC. You know, you have the Renekton. Renekton loses his effectiveness when you go towards the later stages, so pace up here for TNC. You'd want them to play fast, play hard.
And maybe take away the best of 3 series here, because for TNC, they will try their best. I mean, if they take away this series, man, they're going to be moving on to the next stage, and that's going to be a huge message that they're sending towards Mineski.
Or maybe Mineski just wants to play the long con. Who knows? Maybe Mineski wants to go for the lower bracket. I don't know for sure, but seems like Burst knows that he wants to gank bot lane.
An instant fear onto Gary. Level 2 Ignite ticking there. Ice Clear to slow them down. Gary forcing out the flash. That's going to be Ignite ticking, and what an incredible gank coming from Burst, giving the first blood to Orthros.
Yeah, Burst has been so on point with his level 2 gank so far, picking up first blood in all games that he's played in today. Good patience as well on the Ice Pillar, waiting for Gary to burn the flash and then using the pillar to slow him down for added crowd control. Good execution on the gank. First blood. Unfortunately, goes over to Orthros, but still, great play by TNC overall.
Man, that's a lot of summoners burn for Gary here, but meanwhile on the minute, EXO forcing out his own flash. Look at Burst, guys. Look at this guy all over the map here. Grabe si Burstito sa TNC. Really trying to win them this game too. Maybe we'll see a clean 2-0 here.
Yeah, it feels like there's a bit of disconnect from Mineski. Alam nila nakakagaling lang ng bot lane na to the Burst, and he started red buff, so I wonder why EXO didn't back off in lane. Could have saved this flash, but it seems like Burst just wants to go everywhere.
After from bot to mid, why not go to top lane? Burst is everywhere right now, forcing on the flash from Kaigo. Kaigo is getting slowed down. A stun is still there. Ooh, Kaigo very low. One more Q flashing in, and that's gonna be Burst taking one more kill in a sleek rotation around the map.
The Burst just went from red buff to bot lane, picked up first blood, mid lane, burns flash onto EXO, top lane, and then kills Kaigo? What is this even? What is this pathing from Burst? He's just destroying Mineski, and we're not even 5 minutes into the game!
Oh my god, flash in from Orthros. That caught Gary by surprise.
Paano ka magre-react doon? There is no way the Morgana reacts that. You could only predict that the Fiddlesticks will go for a Flash Fear. You don't even see the animation come out. TG not able to Black Shield the Kaisa fast enough. The Fear comes through. Demon dashes in. They destroy Gary once again.
What was that? Grabe, biglaan talaga si Orthros dyan sa bot lane for the Fiddlesticks. Sobrang smooth yung Fear pa lang. Caught Gary off guard.
Yeah, there's really no way you could react to that. And going back to pick and ban Vulcan, binanggit natin why the Fiddlesticks is regarded as the general counter to the Morgana bot lane. There's no way the Morgana could react to those Flash Fears and the silence as well. The shutdown, a lot that TG can do. So far, TNC controlling the first 10 minutes of this game.
But sadly enough, it's going towards Orthros, the 2 kills. But I want to see them going to the key carries here. But looks like, okay, nakita si Orthros si Jun dito. Scaring it away. Haze. Alright, that's just going to be them singling Jun to back off.
Wala siyang bawi dun. Quite unfortunate. Quite annoying really if you're the jungler right there. You just run into the enemy Fiddlesticks. Tapos, fear ka niya. He's gonna drain a bit of your HP. Di siya mabawasan. Tapos, wala kang bawi. EXO might want to... Okay, Burst is here. Nandito si...
Okay, still connecting onto Arthur. That's the Ice Peeler. Pero medyo malas yung Ice Peeler kasi Burst actually locked things down there for Orthros. But in the end, looks like MSK will take away a revenge. Takes 1 kill, making it into a 3-1.
Yeah, quite comedic there. The Ice Pillar blocking away the escape by Arthur. Pero we know that wasn't the intention. Ang gusto talaga ni Burston is to separate both Mineski from the Fiddlesticks. But speaking of
wait a
Mineski,
minute. Demon gets away. Jun taking some shots, but it's going to be TG getting the aggro there. TG getting stopped in a pillar. Burst going in. Going in for the flash. Forcing a flash from TG. GLC coming in. Can he go for a slice and dice? Can he go for the stun? Let's go stun! And a double kill from the Meek! Are you kidding me? TNC!
instant double kill there. One the call of the Meek. JLC roams all the way from top lane. Just showed up bot lane, picked up 2 kills. Thank you very much. Salamat sa 600 gold.
What an easy double kill for JLC. Teleport play, 1 single Q, easy 600, and why stop there? Dagdagan pa. Let's go first turret.
TNC, they want to go home early tonight. Gusto na nila maghapunan Vulcan. They're trying to end this game early. Looks like Mineski so far have no answers. We're gonna get to see a replay of that juicy call of the week. Now we see the top side. JLC actually teleported to this. The commitment as well from Burst is really nice. Flashing forward to deal damage to TG now. Look at this juicy double kill. He just gives it to him. That feels good.
That feels very good. And this Renekton is gonna snowball on the top side, giving Kaigu a difficult time here. Immediately gets the Executioner's calling. Double Doran spray pick up there, plus the boots. Shopping spree na si Kaigo dito. He did lose some CS, but that doesn't matter when you get a first turret and double kill.
Ganyan talaga kapag marami kang gold Vulcan. Orderin mo lahat. Parang kapag binigyan ka ni mama ng pera, uy, pumunta kang Jollibee, bumili kang pagkain mo, order kang burger steak, order kang chicken joy, order kang fries. Ganyan ka ngayon kapag ikaw si JLC. Kukunin mo lahat ng gusto mong item.
Kung may sukli ka, edi go to McDonald's, mabili ka ng Mac Sunday.
Bili kang Sunday, tama.
Ubusan mo yan yung malatang barya kay Mami. So, si JLC talaga inubos talaga ng pera galing sa bot lane, getting the first easy turret here. And now it's going to be nagutom talaga si Mineski dito kasi 5-1 po sila. 18 minutes, near 8 minutes into this game here. Grabe naman TNC dito, Chisto.
Kaso
wanna play.
Busog yung TNC. Busog sila sa gang. Like, Burst has done so much work. The first 5 minutes of this game basically dictates how the rest of the early game goes. And Burst has absolutely carried every lane. Kung magre-reklamo ko, asan yung gank ng jungler ko? Tawagin mo lang si Burst. Direkta siya sa gank ng bot lane, base lane top. He just goes one straight path. And,
oh man.
Ngayon, Infernal Drake as well. Everything's going in favor of TNC. Kahit yung Summoner's Rift, binibigyan sila lalo ng lamang.
I think when it comes to the way TNC is playing, they're not gonna slow down. They're not gonna let Mineski catch their breath here. And seeing yung talaga yung goalie means yung 2K. Tapos may Infernal pa. Next thing is Mountain Drake. Grabe, sobrang lakas ng shutdown yung bottom lane ng Mineski coming from TNC.
Tingnan natin, saan nahanap na sagot yung TNC dito? So far, they haven't found answers. Calling though!
Grabe yung damage galing kay Demon there. Enough for him to flush out Gary out of his lane. And let's check out the CS here. It's just gonna be 14, make it 15 if you want. So, TNC really controlling his bot lane.
Yeah, the culling there from Demon just to chunk out Gary, forcing him back. Not gonna go for any real kills. He needs the rest of his team. Look at Orthros though. He's actually on the top side of the map.
Look at that. Every member of MSK rotating around the red side here. They're really gonna focus onto Demon. Demon feeling a bit sense of danger. Sees Exo. It's gonna be him flashing away. Oh! Not today, my old friend. That's not gonna happen. So TNC Demon will successfully get away from the 4-man gag. This will signal TNC to rotate towards the top side and return the favor.
Yeah, that was quite creative by Demon. I think he saw Jun flank around the other side of the wall. So instead of going towards his own tower, he actually runs over the other wall there. The opposite direction that MSK were going. I think MSK can take the bot lane tower, but it is immediately traded by TNC in the top lane. Now, look at the vision here, Vulcan. Majority of the wards na nilapag ng TNC are centered around the red buff jungle of MSK, signaling that they want to make plays around the mid and top lane. Tapos na yung tower sa bot lane eh. So, now we rotate towards top side. Probably gonna go for the Rift Herald.
So, seeing how if ever TNC gets to yung Rift Herald, maganda yan I mean, they can further accelerate tong laro nito and make MSK really uncomfortable. I mean, Chisto, so tingin mo kung mag 2-0 to, what are you gonna feel like? What are you gonna think, man?
I feel really uncomfortable because when you said MSK really uncomfortable, I was wondering, what could MSK be feeling kung hindi sila komportable? Gutom ba sila or just
sobrang halata na gutom sila dun sa kills dahil si Gary. Wala siyang unang item pa rin. Pero the Skyza needs to get the Rage Play and Nashor's Tooth. They really gotta wait up for him to scale up here. But for TNC, if they try to take away this Herald, it's gonna really help them boost up the pace of this game.
Okay, ngayon, kapag nga nakuha ng TNC itong Rift Herald, what it does for them is it helps them get that mini sort of Baron. If Rift Herald practically functions the same way as a Baron buff, na it helps you take down towers quicker. And they have enough pressure to utilize this properly. Note that nobody on MSK is online yet. TNC have so many means to fight early, and it's just MSK can't face it yet.
Oh, what's this? TNC going for Baron, but looks like Gary did scout out the area. They know what's going on here.
Is the Rift Herald Vulcan?
They really want to contest it, but can they risk it here?
I feel like you don't want to fight when JLC is here.
Herald does go down. Burst picks it up.
Yeah, pretty much an easy pickup there for TNC. Now, where does this Rift Herald go? You'd assume that mid lane would be the logical decision para sa TNCs, as yun na nga lang yung natitirang outer turret ng MSK. There's already a bit of chip damage, probably a bit more. And then TNC spawn it, go for the push.
Oh man, if you're talking about the Rift Herald dito, Chisto, kinabahan talaga yung mem na MSK kasi seeing this renekton, di ba effective very early, right?
Yeah.
And if you're gonna take at least, let's say, lahat ng turrets, the inner outer, very early, let's say before 15 minutes, grabe yung control ng TNC dito.
Yeah, and I think you'd understand, Vulcan, coming from a Renekton player such as yourself, that you don't want the game to reach past 35 minutes as that champion. You do fall off quite heavily.
Yeah, you really do. But for TNC, they have means to just scale up whatever well-skilling champions. Let's see the Cassiopeia, the Illusion is right there. But for MSK, look at that Axel lining the stun onto Demon. Forcing an event against Axel. Does gets away. But for TNC, they're gonna fully commit and pay the price. Jun flings away burst. They don't want to fight against TNC at this stage.
Yeah, I think Exo couldn't land the full-on combo of that Syndra onto Demon. Kahit na tumama yung Scatter the Weak Stun, not enough damage to take down that Lucian means that TNC can just re-engage and turn for that fight. Orthros commits so much with the Crow Storm and Flash as well, and they might just get more from MSK. All of the Jun.
Look at that, G-Stone, MSK are forcing out JLC over commanding, flashes away from the Dark Binding. That is something TNC is really happy about. Mountain Drake will be live in 45 seconds here. It's gonna be a very juicy thing for TNC, and I'm pretty sure with the amount of pressure they're exerting all three lanes, the map is theirs.
Ay, kalmahan na muna natin dito, Vulcan. Mukhang mapipigilan muna ng MSK yung push ng TNC dyan sa mid lane. Gonna buy a bit more time for themselves, but the damage has been done here. Demon is hitting his power spikes earlier than the Kai, so the Lucian can fight earlier. So TNC can definitely have more priority when it comes to starting these skirmishes.
So, rather the Mountain Drake will be spawning in 9 seconds. So, TNC, goal lead-wise 3K lang, but the focus right now is mostly onto JLC at si Orthros, pero si Demon talaga building towards the Blade Hurricane slowly. Pero
Ooh, that feels good.
That feels really good. Pero sayang talaga, Chistok, if ever si Demon, nagkuha siya lahat ng 3 kills ni Orthros, grabe. Snowball na.
Yeah, for sure. But I feel like you have to credit Orthros as well. Majority of the plays with the kills he's been getting, siya yung nagsiset up eh. So I'd say that deserve niya yung mga kill na nakuha niya. Of course, biased ako since support main ako. I'd want 4 kills on my side. Mas maganda sa KDA tignan.
But at least we're seeing Orthros. Grabe yung kanina, yung flash fear. That's something that really catches you off guard.
Oh yeah.
And that's gonna be TNC's ace. Their ace there. So for Mineski, let's look at the items here. Sunfire for the Mundo. Wala pa yung Rage Blade galing sa Kaiza.
Matagal pa yung Rage Blade galing sa Kaiza.
So matagal pa yan.
Binibilip, in-order pa niya, niluluto pa itong Rage Blade ni Gary. Pero mukhang ipapamigay lang ng Mineski itong Mountain Drake na to unless they want to do anything, but it seems like anything they do right now isn't the best idea. Remember, Gary does have teleport on the Kai'Sa. It looks like Mineski want to fight for this.
2K health. Fight very low. First going for the zone. That's going to be TNC for the taking. Hey, Vander's coming in. EXO gets the black shield there. Calling us up. That's going to be Syndra. EXO trying to burst on the members of TNC. They will successfully disengage.
Yeah, TNC now have to reset. They need to adjust their minion waves. They gave up lane pressure in mid and top lane just for the Mountain Drake. They gave away a bunch of global gold over to the side of Mineski with the tower going down. So they're just going to recall here, pick up their few power spikes.
Look at that. It's TNC. Okay, for Mineski, they were able to take away 2 turrets total, but for TNC, got 3. We're checking out the map here, guys. Our next Drake will be Infernal Drake. Grabe. Yung RNG ngayon talaga is really working well for teams who get really snowball. Great early game. Look at that. 1 Mountain, 1 Infernal, and another Infernal coming our way. This is good things happening for TNC, but for Mineski, I want to see that Kai'Sa come online. Where is the national? But there is that binding I was looking for, but it's going to be EXO finishing it up. Finally, Mineski looking for those kills.
Yeah, good pick off there by Mineski. Takes down Haze in the mid lane. Note that the Cassiopeia, even though she had flash, does not have the cleanse to get out of crowd control. So good pick up there. Might mean that TNC just have to... Okay, actually the tower's pretty healthy. Mineski will get a bunch of chip damage on it though.
So far, so good for TNC, but for Mineski, trying their best to come back to this game. Now they're just going to go for turrets after turrets, trying to match the turret score here. They're going to take away their 3rd turrets, trying to catch up slowly towards that gold deficit.
Yeah, the tower game actually being evened out here by Mineski, but still the lead is going over to TNC. They have a slight gold lead and a 4-kill lead over Mineski. And if you go back, Vulcan, and think about how we got here, it all comes down to how Burst played the first few minutes of this game. His pathing on the Trundle really set up TNC for success, but he gets caught out here.
He gets caught out there. That's going to be a blast coming against Demon with the calling there. That's going to be Ice Pillar locking on the members of Mineski. Going in for the flash. There's the side. JLC for the flash. JLC caught up to me. What a huge shock damage. Demon, it is time for him to clean up the red side. He's going to chase it down, but it will be Haze going with a flash in Petrifying Gaze, slowing down Gary. Haze overcommits. Haze getting chunked out by Kaigo. Kaigo getting double kill. Now going down to the Demon, looking for the bigger fishes. Going out to Gary, flashing in for Gary. Oh, so close, but not enough.
Yeah, nobody on the side of Mineski dies. Both EXO and Gary survive with basically 1 HP. TNC not able to find the damage onto the key targets. What a win for Mineski. Wow, great pick off as well. Now, this all starts out with the binding landing onto Burst, the guy who we have been tracing throughout this game. He goes down very early due to the burst damage of the Syndra. JLC not healthy enough. EXO, great use of the stasis. And good flash away from the Rage of Haze, not able to deal the last tick of damage. And everyone on TNC tries to hard commit just to pick up these last few kills. Unfortunately, TNC aren't able to find them.
Sayang talaga yung iwan dyan. Pero yung grabe yung stopwatch din po doon sa delay ng death ni TG.
Yeah, and you know, all those picks were enabled just from TNC and their move to take the Mountain Drake. They were forced to removed pressure from both mid and top lane and allowed Mineski to reset their vision. And when TNC were forced to face check, Mineski found the fix that they needed. So kahit na nakuha ng TNC yung objective there, they actually gave up map pressure over to the side of Mineski.
So I guess for Mineski trying to get some control in the map here. Looks like we're seeing some visions being invested in the red side of TNC. But look at this here, Demon going on to TG.
That hurts.
Look at that from full HP. 1 for nah. That's gonna be TNC Demon doing a lot of hurts here. But I want to see Demon getting more damage kasi kanina doon sa red side, sobrang bitin yung damage ni Demon dyan. Sobrang sayang yung cleanup niya.
Yeah, and you know, I feel like during that fight, Demon was forced to focus down the Mundo. Kaigo was right up in his face, and as an AD carry, you have to make a choice. Do I ignore this Mundo that's running straight at me, or do I just go backline? Seems like Demon was split 50-50 between the both when he finally committed to go for the squishier targets. He wasn't able to find the damage, so Demon has to pick up probably a Black Cleaver soon.
And we're gonna be waiting for this Mundo to build up the Visage. Kasi kung may Visage siya, will help him sustain the fight. He's gonna be unkillable for a while, but if ever Demon picks up the Cleaver, that's not gonna be the same case here.
Let's see though. TNC are reclaiming vision, but this push is with a control ward, so they know that Morgana is in the area because of Tormented Soil.
And they don't know that TG doesn't know that Orthros is waiting right there. Alright. Mind games happening in the Baron side here. Let's go on over towards the river. Every member of TNC now going for the Baron dance here. Mineski and TNC. Same as game number 1. Whoever gets the Baron first can really control how things will pan out.
Let's see. TG's good use of Tormented Soil actually to face check the bush. Of course, kapag nag-proc yung area niya, alam niya may tao doon. Not wanting to get picked off.
Pero here, medyo tense po dito dahil a member ng Mineski. They only see Burst here, and that's going to be Jun leading the charge, zoning out the members of TNC from the Baron side.
And Kaigo's actually caught up to JLC. Tignan mo Vulcan, kahit na nakuha ni JLC yung items siya early, since Kaigo got out of the laning phase, he's been left alone on this Dr. Mundo. He's already picked up the 2 items that Mundo really needs, just waiting on the Warmog's armor, and then Kaigo gets to have all the fun in the world.
And Kaigo will be unstoppable when that happens, but there we gotta watch out for Haze's Cassiopeia still. Kulang pa siya items here. Pero looks like Mineski, okay, putting some life into this game. That's gonna be them taking away the Infernal Drake. Not gonna give TNC the second one.
Looks like Mineski wants to fight here. They're really forcing TNC back. TG leading the charge, flash binding!
Ooh, max range to JLC, forcing out his dominant splash. It's gonna be Orthros flinged away with his Scroll Storm. What a successful disengage from Mineski.
Oh, flash for flash burn right there. I thought that would have been the massive fight. Note that if any team want to fight in that specific area, that would have spelled Baron to whoever the victor was. So good job right there by TNC to disengage after the good initiation by TG. You don't flash on the Morgana now though, so he has to play a bit more passively.
Seeing the timer here, 22 minutes into the game here. TNC and Mineski. Now it's going to be Mineski having the goal lead of 2K here, and now it's going to be the members of Mineski coming back online. We see a Nasher's Tooth in progress for Gary, and it's going to be quite a surprise for TNC because they're about to lose their effectiveness. Dun sa snowball nila, they need to wait for Demon and Haze. I'm going to be watching Demon when a clash does happen here though.
Yeah, you know, something that's been flying under the radar for me, Haze actually got destroyed in lane by EXO. We forgot to touch on it during the earlier phases, but even if Haze did get the early advantage against the Syndra, he doesn't necessarily have good kill pressure onto EXO, and Haze has not been effective whenever these little skirmishes happen. He's been forced to build defensively on the Cassiopeia. Picks up the Abyssal Mask, actually only gets the value from the magic resist para hindi siya ma-burst kagad neto ni EXO.
Man, they're still dancing around the Baron pit. Jun and TG with the control ward. It's gonna be a mind game here in the Baron pit.
Grabe yung antayin nila dito.
Oh, grabe ng patience.
Can they just fight? Oh,
I mean, this is a lot on the line here because game 1, risk of being 2-0, the pride The glory for both teams. Here's Andres TG immediately pops to the spell shield. Chelsea going for the flank, locking down June, and June's quite low, flashing over that wall. Kaigo is here, pops his ultimate, haste, and burst. Pinch to go in the choke zone there. That's going to be TNC backing away. Another disengage from both teams.
Yeah, nobody dies once again. Sobrang tense ng laban dito. Walang sumusugod. Parehas silang umaatras. Munti ko na sabihin walang umaatras. And then I realized, okay, parehas silang umaatras. Both teams showing a lot of hesitation. And I feel like it stems from both teams respecting the fact that one team fight could just end the game for either side.
And one team fight can really change how the game will progress after that. Especially Chisto when the Baron is live right now, 24 minutes into this game.
Oh man, you know, this Baron dance is just going beautiful. Oh, Demon doesn't want to face check.
Oh, binding is on cooldown, so Demon feels kind of okay to do that. Looks like we're seeing the Ziggs Convergence vow towards Demon from Burst. It's a matter of time that we can expect a lot of damage coming from TNC here.
Yeah, one thing na hindi ko pa nakikita on the side of TNC though is any source of grievous wounds aside from that Renekton. Demon needs to pick up a Mortal Reminder so that he gets to shred this mundo. He gets to at least deny some of the healing. Look, Kaigo doesn't even need to turn off his W. He just regens everything back up.
Great regen. We don't see a Morello just yet or a grievous one from the ADC of TNC, especially Demon. Okay, JLC does shift away from the stun from EXO, and that leaves open the turret. At this point, every member is just going for pure macro. I mean, turret, objectives, and just dance after dance in the mid lane. Grabe nang dance natin dito, Chisto. I think it's going along more than 5 minutes long.
Yeah, TNC have slowed down quite a bit here. Hindi sila nakakahanap ng fight na gusto nila. They don't feel comfortable enough to commit for an all-in because they know that some of Mineski's members are already online. Kaigo already has his 2 items that he needs. Gary already has both Ginsu's Rage Blade and Nashor's Tooth. Everybody on TNC will get destroyed by this Kaisa once nadikita na sila ni Gary. So, quite tricky situation here for TNC. I feel like they need to force a fight. But speaking of forcing fights,
this is risky. Gary has teleport. He can respond to this one. Orthros catches. Oh, Jun flinks them away. Here comes the teleport. Kaigo is very, very low. Orthros pops the stasis. TG moving forward. Kaigo popping the ultimate. Haze getting slowed down. He cannot be binding. Haze does sidestep from the binding. Haze is very low. Kaigo leading the charge. Haze does flash away. It's going to be Minaski chunking Orthros down. Haze disengaged with a petrifying gaze, but that's going to be Gary cleaning that up. TNC crumbled. Made a mistake starting the Baron.
Yeah, 0 for 3 there para sa TNC. Mineski can definitely take down this Baron. And I did mention both teams were respecting the fact that one team fight to basically end the game for them. This might be the biggest Baron for Mineski.
And if ever Mineski next away, I wouldn't be surprised if they will do what it takes to take back this series onto the replay.
Yeah, diretso tayo sa replay. First, Haze doesn't do a good job of juking away the moment that Kaigo gets close to this Cassiopeia. Remember, he doesn't have the items he needs. The Cassio was forced to build defensively. Only the Seraph's Embrace and the Abyssal Mask. So walang damage na lumalabas galing sa TNC. Good snipe here by Gary. Burst not able to dodge away from that. JLC wasn't even in this fight. Then he's clean up. Kaigo doesn't even take damage.
They really need to come online with the Morello. I can see the components from Haze. Maybe they will build towards the Morello. I am also seeing Executioners calling from Demon. So it's enough, but if they can't stick it towards Kaigo, that's not going to help at all. Looks like Mineski taking control of this one. Mirroring the buffs of TNC. They're going to get their own Mountain Grave.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, Vulcan, the Kaisa and the Mundo get a few items, and Mineski has full control of this game. You wonder how all of this fell apart for TNC. It was that one pick off onto Burst. Around this area that we see right now, the red buff, the binding landed. That's when the comeback started for Mineski. Nagland yung binding onto the Trundle. Everything piled on Mineski. Won a fight. He got enough time for the carries to shine. And somebody that we haven't been praising enough throughout this game is EXO on this Syndra pick. He's 5-0-2 on that champion. Near 100% kill participation and probably has majority of the damage that his team has been dealing. So really have to credit EXO for being the carry for Mineski in this game too.
And we'll see how, as we are experiencing some technical difficulties on our side, we are experiencing an in-game pause. So guys, once again, you're watching the Globe Conquerors Manila National Qualifiers of TNC Pro Team versus MSK. So the way this game is progressing, MSK getting the first Baron, right?
Yeah.
And now TNC forced to react to it.
Yeah, now, Mineski, EXO specifically, has been primarily the carry for them. Even though he hasn't been the recipient of many ganks in the mid lane, he's been holding his own against Hayes. And the Signature pick really working out. Consider that he did pick it into the Cassiopeia, so good pick up there by Mineski.
I gotta hand it towards TNC. The way they played the early game was great, but for MSK, like I said before in game 1, they know how to adjust, they know how to come back, and now we're seeing it again in game number 2. And for TNC, if the only way for them to win this match is supposed to be a snowball, they need to also quickly to be the ones to make the pace here. I mean, they cannot afford to wait anymore. They really slowed down a lot as the game progressed.
Yeah, and if you think about it, they were forced to slow down by Mineski. Mineski just found a few pickoffs on the team members that TNC really needed to push forward, but now they just don't have the tools, they don't have the items, the gold, or anything really to push back Mineski. Note that Kaigu, basically unkillable on this mundo, hindi na siya nababawasan kapag nagkakaroon ng team fight, and there's just nothing TNC can do at this moment.
For TNC, I wonder how this series is gonna end. I mean, is it going to be a clean 2-0? Is it gonna be a 2-1?
It's not looking like a 2-0.
It's not gonna look
right
like
now.
it.
It's
Not right now. The way that Mineski got the Baron, it's gonna be, I think, gonna be a 1-1 after game 2, and we may have game number 3 if TNC they don't make the plays that count.
Pero alam mo, Vulcan, kung mahilig ka mangarap at TNC fan ka, sasabihin mo na 2-0 to.
Let's see. We do have a lot of fans in the TNC fans in the chat there, so
I do believe you are a JLC fan.
I am. So we're still experiencing an in-game pause, guys. So pasensya na lang po sa mga summers na nanonood ngayon dahil I think we're seeing some technical issues on our side. We'll try our best to resolve it and give you back the game.
Yeah, I wonder what actually happened, Vulcan. Who knows? Maybe may nag-CR lang or something. But yeah, going back to the game here, I feel like TNC did have a good early game. The first 10 minutes did go in their favor thanks to Burst's good pathing, but come mid-game, it feels like the macro was just decided by Mineski. They were able to rotate around the map and take some towers for free, and having that global gold really allowed them to claw their way back into the game despite having a rough early game.
When it comes to how Burst path, I gotta hand it towards Burst, getting a clean kills all across the map from bot to top, start to finish, and then one smooth rotation. That was enough for TNC to have a great start, but like I said before, after that they kind of slowed down. So I think this is a great time for you guys to just relax, magmerienda kayo or mag-CR kayo. Pero for now, if you're wondering what this is all about, it's the qualifiers for the GCM. Globe Conquerors Manila po yan. So it's going to be Southeast Asia fighting the Philippines. Lahat na sa yun, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Singapore are going to come here to the Philippines and play on a live stage on August 18 to 19 for the Globe Conquerors Manila.
And alam mo ako, Vulcan, excited ako para sa main event yung sa MOA Arena. I'm really excited to see all the teams battle it out, but of course this qualifying tournament as well. One of these teams will definitely be representing us over there. This is an upper bracket match, so either MSK or TNC can still definitely make it all the way to the main event.
So for more information, we would like to give you a heads up here. If you want more information about the Globe Conquerors Manila, visit our website at www.conquerors.ph. But for now, guys, I think this technical issue is going to drag on a bit more. There's going to be Chisto and I going to a short break. See you in the continuation of game number 2.
Power is fragile, shifting from hand to hand. Above, Garen oversees his people as protector and judge. To his worshippers, there is a small price for peace: their will. Below, Darius rises, bringing with him the surge of a revolution. The many who follow fight for freedom and welcome no other prize but death. With one ruler versus a world without.
Well, guys, so sorry about that. It looks like we're back into our game number 2 with TNC. Looking like they are about to lose this game too because MSK just got the Baron.
Yeah, syempre ito na nga, nagpupush in na yung MSK dito. TNC, one issue with their comp is they don't necessarily have the wave clear to deal with this. EXO just takes out Burst.
And that's going to be TNC falling apart right now. Bot lane pressure happening for TNC. And for MSK, with the Baron buff in their hands, they're going to end this game without a problem.
Yeah, TNC, kailan nyo balak pumasok? Ayun, okay.
Okay, now finally going to delay the game here. That's going to be Jun getting away with Arstros. Taking some time. That's going to be, oh, wait a minute. It's not yet over. Demon is popping up. TG getting soaked. Carry flashing away. It's going to be Kaigo being feared down. It is still life in this game number 2 as TNC pushing back MSK.
Yeah, Kaigo, I wonder if they can actually catch up to this Mundo. Right now, he's not taking any damage. Okay, they're gonna probably kill him here.
They're gonna call him here. Silence right down, and that's gonna be a shotgun going towards. Wow, Arthurs, I stand corrected. The way that MSK was playing now, it looks like TNC has given up, but no. At one flip of a switch, they immediately bounce back and secures their base, defending MSK's invasion.
Yeah, para sa ngayon, madedelay ng TNC yung tapos ng game na to, pero it looks like the damage has been done as we see here. MSK were already pushing in really hard. EXO just one shots burst 100 to 0. No MR, I believe, on that Trundle. Nothing really to stop this push aside from starting a fight. Note that TNC doesn't have wave here, so they're forced to go for this engage. And they do a good job of starting the fight. Remember, Gary already half HP. JLC is actually able to take down EXO, which is kind of key here. They do not have unleashed power to deal to the key targets such as Demon or Haze. So TNC are able to defend their base for now.
Alright, 30 minutes into this game here, 10 to 10 kill score TNC. It looks like, from what I initially thought yung tapos ng laro ng game 2, TNC immediately fights back here. Looks like Demon will be picking up a QSS and okay, gets the QSS. I want to see the mortal reminder from Demon to get to really shred this Mundo down.
Yeah, let's see though, because MSK, I do believe they still have the Baron buff on some members. I wonder if it has timed out. But considering the scaling that all these champions have, Renekton has basically fallen off for this game.
Oh boy, and it's gonna be tough. They can't even defend the waves here. A lot of minions are gonna crash down to the bot lane here. A massive wave incoming. JLC, is he gonna go look for the flank here?
Yeah, this game is well and truly looking like a game 3 for this upper bracket match. MSK are pushing strong here. It just feels like TNC don't have much options to deal with MSK. If they do decide to start a fight, it will be pretty much losing fight.
And we have yet to see the Morello from Haze here. Looks like they will try and buy time, breathe life into this game. 2 inhibitors are down, top and bottom. Can they end the game?
Yeah. Seems like MSK gonna go for a final reset here. Pick up the last few items that they need. Mid lane turret na lang yung natitira dito on the side of TNC, but this game is looking well and truly over unless TNC can pull off a miracle team fight, which is always a possibility.
But looking at the Kai'Sa, really, Rabadon's Death Cap, Rage Blade, and Nashor's Tooth, that's a lot of damage. So it's going to be hard for TNC to just survive. They're really respecting the damage from MSK, but a bit too much to the point that they're not doing anything. They're letting MSK take everything, and what's going to happen there? Without inhibitors, they're going to have a really difficult time defending their base.
Let's see. Like I mentioned previously, walang wave clear sa side ng TNC. The only way they stop this push is if they defend, but they don't necessarily have the best engage.
Oh, Petrified coming in. Gary is slow down. Focusing on to the Kai'Sa. Oh, they burst that down. Shot down to burst.
Yeah, that's a massive pick off by TNC. They actually got Gary, even though he had the QSS. No flash available on this Kai'Sa means that the Kai'Sa will go down. This buys some time for TNC. 30
burst.
seconds.
35 seconds left onto this Kai'Sa here. Inhibitors should respond soon in the bot side. Looking at how TNC is playing this, you gotta hand it towards Demon here. I mean, trying his best to breathe life into this game, but TNC, they need to just pull the trigger and don't let MSK take any more. If they let them take away all their inhibitors, this is gonna be really hard for them to contest the Baron. It's gonna be live in 33 seconds, and the next trick is the Infernal Drake. Wow, this is gonna change a lot.
Yeah, okay. Gary does have teleport to get back on the map quickly, but it seems like there's no real reason for him to go teleport right now. MSK can't afford to have Gary get picked off like that once more. Because if that happens once again, especially with Baron spawning in the next 10 seconds, that gives so much more priority for TNC to move towards that objective. MSK still needs their Kaiser to be part of the team. Infernal Drake will be pretty much free here. No chance para dito sa TNC na agawin to.
It looks like for TNC, seeing how they have no control in the map here, looks like MSK will take away an easy second stack Infernal. Next Drake will be the Elder, and the Baron is live right now. That's a lot of free stats for MSK to shred this Baron down. Not to mention they have a Kai'Sa, so that's really an easy take.
Okay, let's see. Seems like TNC have opted to give this objective up. They know that they can't find the team fight yet. Burst is in the area, but the Baron just falls out so fast. He might die here.
Okay, TNC will fight back here.
Oh, we're fighting!
TG does flash away his spirit down. Orthros pops the stasis. He denies the ultimate. Takes down TG.
Yeah, only TG dies there, but it is definitely worth it since the rest of his team did secure the Baron. And TNC has to recall because MSK will definitely take down an inhibitor at least.
It's gonna be the last third line. Look at that, not even lasting a lot. Look at the damage being dealt by MSK. Just shred down the inhibitors here. Jill being slowed down, going in hard. GLC in the middle of the fight. GLC immediately getting popped by the members of MSK. Gary is continuing. Gary is very low.
Oh,
Gary popping the shield. Gary with an outplay with a double kill. MSK will take away game 2.
Yeah, this is well and truly headed into a game 3. Look at MSK. They find the comeback against TNC Pro Team. Next is not gonna survive for long. Game 3. Di na rin natin papatagalin.
Congratulations towards MSK for winning game number 3, and looks like we'll be going into a best of 3 series all the way. Game 3 coming your way with MSK securing game number 2, making this a 1-1.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate for TNC Pro Team that they decided to slow down once the mid-game arrived. It feels like MSK just had a better sense of how to move around the map. They were able to take down a lot of towers for free, and regardless of them falling behind early, they were able to find a bunch of free gold over to their side and complete the comeback and force that game 3.
I gotta say, the way TNC Pro Team played the early game was great. Versus rotation, his clear, his path was on point, getting them a really good early start. But why slow down when you're really wrapping it up? It looks like they were a bit slowing down, and that's what MSK caught up and shut them down, deny a clean sweep. I guess that's it for game number 2. Any thoughts before we move on to a short break, Chisto?
I feel like game 3 will be very interesting because both teams have already won a game. Ngayon malalaman natin sino ang babagsak sa lower bracket or sino ang move on dito sa upper bracket natin.
And we'll see you after the short break. This has been the Globe Conquerors Manila National Qualifiers. My name is Vulcan, with me was Chisto. See you there after the short break. Start, let's go, start! Are you kidding me? TNC!
Instant double kill there.
Right
Wow.
there, but for MSK, look at that action lining that's on the team, man. Forcing an impediment against
What
Axel,
commitment?
that's away. But for TNC, they're gonna fully commit and pay the price. Good flinks away. That's the price for the locking on the members. MSK goes in for the flash. JLC decided. JLC for the flash. JLC come up to me. What a huge shock damage. Team-in, it is time for him to clean up the red side. He is gonna chase it down, but it will be Hayes going with a flash impediment against, slowing down Gary. Hayes never commits. Hayes getting choked down by Kaigo. Kaigo getting double kill. Now going down to a Demon, looking for the bigger flashes. Going on to Gary, flashing in for Gary. Ooh, so close, but not takes them away. Here comes the teleport. Kaigo is very, very low. Orthros pops the stasis. TG moving forward. Kaigo popping the ultimate. Hayes getting slowed down. He cannot be binded. Hayes does sidestep from the binding. Hayes is very low. Kaigo leading the charge. Hayes does flash away. It's going to be MSK chunking Orthros down. Hayes disengaged with a petrifying gaze, but that's going to be Gary cleaning that up. TNC crumbled. Made a mistake starting the barrier.
Out first.
And that's going to be it. TNC falling apart right now. Bottling pressure happening for TNC. And for MSK, with the Baron buff in their hands, they're going to end this game without a problem.
Yeah, TNC, kailan nyo Kailan yung balak pumasok? Ayun, okay.
Okay, now finally gonna delay the game here. That's gonna be getting away with Arstros. Taking some time. That's gonna be, oh wait a minute, Stallion over Demon. It's popping up. PG getting soaked. Gary flashing away. There's gonna be Kago being feared down. And it's still life in this game number 2 as TNC pushes back Minaski.
Kaigo,
Damage being dealt by Minaski. The strength down. The inhibitors here. You're being slowed down, going in hard. GLC in the middle of the fight. GLC immediately getting popped by the members on Minaski. Gary is continuing. Gary is very low. Gary with the shield. Gary with an outplay with a double kill. Minaski will take away game 2.
Yeah, this is well and truly headed into game 3. Look at Minaski finds the comeback against TNC Pro Team. Next is not gonna survive for long. Game 3. Di na rin natin papatagalin.
Congratulations towards Minaski.